say you want the Utu bang bang. She come around for the Utu bang bang. Cause I put it down with my Utu bang bang. These other guys can't do the same thing. So she keeps on coming, yeah, for the Utu bang bang. For the Utu bang bang. Hey girl, yeah, what it do? You calling me in the morning at like 1 and 2. Well, I don't gotta check my phone because I know that's you. You're just trying to get me over for some Utus. Yes, I'll be right there. Give me 1, 2, 3. She know what she wants and she said, give it to me. She said, don't treat me like a little spoon meat. So I bust out my pohaku and get straight to that cookie. She come around for the Utu bang bang. Cause I put it down with my Utu bang bang. These other guys can't do the same thing. So she keeps on coming, yeah. She come around for the Utu bang bang. Cause I put it down with my Utu bang bang. These other guys can't do the same thing. So she keeps on coming, yeah, for the Utu bang bang. Bang, 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 Utu, bang, bang. For the Utu bang bang, yeah. For the Utu bang bang. Bang, 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 Utu, bang, bang. For the Utu bang bang. For the Utu bang bang.
Utu bang bang.
No hair mai, oi no hair ko. Wahi e pana ko, aina pana ko. Wahi mai ka mole ole, ua a hilo hana kahi. E kuli ke Kakou, e kui kalo kahi. Na Kakou no Kakou ke ia. Mai ke ao ana mai a huli ka ia. Pehea e kuai me ka haa heo. E ku paa maka na au, me paa i ka leo. Nā mea i ki aina mea nui. He aloha aina o no Hoolahui. I loko o ka eha, i loko o ka nani. Ma hope o ka aina, ma hope o lili ulani.
E iho ana o luna. E pi ana o lalo. E hui ana na moku. E kuana ka paia e.
All Hawaii, stand together. All Hawaiians, we're here forever. All Hawaii, stand together. All Hawaiians, we're here forever.
E ola mau, e ho'o mau, e mau ana kona velo no elo a ho'o kau. I ka hai, nani o ka pai, aina o Hawaii, mai ka ula i ka lai. Ki kama e hu, olo ihi a i ka lihi o ka hiki, mai ka hikihi a i ka hikihi. E ala mai e na ala mihi, na pai ea a ama me na LP. E huli hoi ka pakeke o ka enemy, o na pu'u kala o ke au puni no ho hewa. E no kau ho o leva, e pi'i ano o lalo, e hume i ka malo. E ho o makau kau ki kipi kalo, a pai pai ho na papo haku. E pa a maila ka mana o na kuahu. Au he mea nana e kulai, au he mea nana e kuai. E ala mai e na ko aloha aina, a he leo vale no e o mai.
All Hawaii, stand together. All Hawaiians, we're here forever. All Hawaii, stand together. All Hawaiians, we're here forever.
Kalamai, hele mai a ho'olohe I nā leo. O nā koa o Hawaii, makaukono a e leo. Me ka mana o ho'okahi, mai hilo I ka waini I hoki ala kai I ke amelo uiwi. Mana o wau I nā maka hiki o wale no na pa leo maka ole lo Hawaii. Ina mamake e lo heki ia ano kaila nana ike ani kumamua ku alaila. Ku haka mana o na tana kaka aina me ke kauna mawaina o ku umau nui laina. Uana poe, uana mauli, ua hala kamanawa a hiki ike ia la. E nana ike ia mauka naka oiwi me ko lako mau kaila ka ko o ya Hawaii. Kumika mana o ka ohana mana o lana e hui ana ilari kila na pilikia iha avi e Amerika. Alaila hele vale ke na poe o Hawaii na wahine me na kane ho o mauka naka mauli kama aina mali hini na kupuna me na keki ho o ikaika ina leo me kamana o ho o kai.
All Hawaii, stand together. All Hawaiians, we're here forever. All Hawaii, stand together. All Hawaiians, we're here forever.
All right. Oh, get my sign.
Next song we recorded is they call themselves the Hawaiian Style Band. We recorded this song goes like this.
Aloha kakahiaka e nā hoa makamaka o ko Hawaii pai aina. Aloha e Hawaii moku o Kamehameha. Aloha e Maui moku o Kamalalawalu. Aloha o Oahu moku o Kuali'i. Aloha e Kauai moku o Mo'ikeha na ali'i o ko Hawaii pai aina. Welcome. Good morning to the Hawaiian Kingdom News, Darkside of Hawaiian Politics, for this issue, 127 years of illegal occupation and genocide in Hawaiian Kingdom territory. Welcome and aloha, and to the national crisis with the weather.
Aloha Kakou, Muko Keawe, ko Hawaii pai aina. Today's weather forecast out in Hawaii, highs 81, lows 68. Out down to Puilo Town and Okapo'ole's Farm, highs 77, lows 62. Down out to Hilo One, highs is 81, 68. Out in Pohoa Town, our highs is 78 and lows is 64. And out in Pahala Town, we got our highs 71 and lows 61. Out in Captain Crook, our highs is 74, 86, and down in Kailua Town, it's your highs of 82, 71. For your surf this week update, East Shores 3 to 5. Please be advised if the waves are too big and you are not a professional, please stay out of the water. North Shores is 10 to 15, super large, super big. So we have to be aware of the tides and the waves. So please be advised. West side is a red flag, 8 to 12 feet, and this needs to be a safety advisory. Please do not be out there if you are not a lifeguard or a professional lawai'a. Out in your south is good to go, Kakou. You can have your potlucks and picnics today and even go up to the Mauna because the South Shores is 2 to 4. And for your Mauna report, it's very nice. There's some poliahu up there, so get in your ala fix today and do your protocol at high noon if you have missed this morning. Back to DJ Derbs.
Aloha Kakou. Today we're going to introduce a new section, Mana Hana Wali'i, because this week on March 17th in the year of 1768, Ka'ahu Manu was born to Keomoku Papa Iahiahi and Namahana I Kalele o Kalani at Kauiki, Pu'u o Kauiki in Hana Maui. And on the same day, March 17th, another Kalani Kamehameha e Kolu Ke Ave Ave Ula Kivala o Kauikeoli Kaleo Papa was born on March 17th, 1814. And that will start the foundation of our Mana Olelo, which is the word haole or ha'ole. Because we see across the Pai'aina a lot of Ohanas protesting about the tourists that are bringing in COVID-19 into our shores. So the first article, November 12, 1834, ua hiolo ka hale lepo ho o Kapiu I ka ua nui a pā makahale pili kahiko o Kaomi a hina ia maluna o na kanaka. E hia moe ana ua kane na wahine me na haole ua eha ke kahi poe ua make koke kahi kanaka o ka awa he mea pa'ahao. So this is talking about a hale that collapsed and many people died, including foreigners. Yeah, haole is translated to foreigners. And in another article, April 25th, 1834, it says, No ke kinai inu rama. Heaha ke ano nui o ka olelo a ka poe haole no ke kinai inu rama. So back in the kingdom in 1834, they wanted to ban rum because rum was spreading rapidly and our people didn't know how to act because they were getting drunk. So it's amazing that they use the word haole. And we got to remember, guys, ha'ole means no honi. Don't honi in this time when COVID-19 is prevalent, because you can pass on the COVID-19 when you honi. So that's why this week's Mana Olelo is ha'ole, or now it's transitioned to haole, because of the first meeting of a Hawaiian Kanaka and foreigner, when the foreigner wanted to shake hands instead of press noses and exchange the aloha ke kahi. So the Mana Olelo for today is ha'ole, no honi. COVID-19 is here, guys. We need to protect yourselves, protect your families. No leila oia ka Mana Olelo no ke ia la ha'ole. National crisis.
Mahalo, DJ Derbs, for the new segment, which is very important in this time of our awakening, is to remember our birth dates of our mo'is and our ali'is and those who have paved the way. Mahalo for introducing this new segment, which I believe we're going to benefit from it. So for the March episode, we have for Smash or Pass, DJ Derbs, would you introduce the first three coming up for Smash or Pass on episode 15?
Okay, so update on COVID-19. Prevalently in China, there was no new cases this week. That's amazing, guys. Yeah. So the Chinese have worked to stop any new cases of COVID-19. And I believe their strict measures that our governor and our mayor are not following to close off all borders, to stop all travelers, to quarantine everyone is the route to go, Kakou. We've been seeing this for 3 weeks, and yet the governor and the mayor still is dragging their lemu, still dragging their okole, and allowing tourists. And I don't know if you guys seen Kakou on Facebook. It seems like Hawaiian is initiating more people to come to Hawaii by making the flights cheaper. And I don't know if you've seen, there's a lot of tourists that's saying, oh yeah, we can pay for a cheap flight and stay 2 weeks for free because of the quarantine that they're allowing. So, Kakou, they leave their quarantine, they go to the beaches, they go to the parks, and they're spreading COVID-19. We need to stop protests, all strangers, foreigners from coming into our islands and spreading COVID-19 to our kupuna, who are the most susceptible. So I just got to smash on the governor, smash on the mayor, and we need to lock down our borders, lock down our shores, because we need to keep our kupuna safe.
KP, COVID-19 updates?
Yes. If we look at the whole situation right here, the rest of Polynesia is in lockdown. The majority of our brothers and sisters in the South Pacific, there's almost no cases out of the majority of the Polynesian. Okay, so the problem that we have is because of the occupation. Part of the occupation is, relying on big business and tourism. And so what you have here is that you have the rest of the government trying to push this new bill, which states that we're going to lock down the entire Hawaiian Islands. But you have the mayor and the governor is saying that, oh, no, we're going to keep, the flights open. And the pressure that they're getting from, it's not from the people throughout the Hawaiian Islands. It's big business.
Yeah.
Big business is pushing the mayor and the governor to leave this route open. And what it's telling people in Hawaii is that, you know what, you guys come second.
Yeah.
Big business comes first. And so with that, I have to give the mayor and the governor on Big Smash.
COVID-19 update. Smashing on ige and spicy kimchi, but I gotta give a pass to Molokai, Maui, and soon at 9 o'clock, Mokuoke Ave will be shutting down any tourists on the flights that are trying to encroach on a national crisis level. So I urge you guys today, if you guys have time and opportunity, come down. We'll be down at the Hilo Airport out in Hilo One. We will be demonstrating how to be proactive and to keep the malahinis a bay. So if you guys have time, 30 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is, spin down the airport today. Show your support for our local kia'is and concerned parents. First and foremost, our fucking concerned, kalamai, our concerned parents. Mahalo for you guys stepping up and doing this. Be careful, be safe, and mahalo.
Okay, so where are they going to actually rally?
They're going to be rallying at the Rude Boy.
Meet at the cell phone parking lot at the airport at 9 o'clock or just a little bit before 9. Organize, remember, social distancing. Yeah. Get your posters, get your masks, your gloves, and spread apart alongside of. Do not block the road.
Do not block the road.
Do not impede or distract any of the traffic. We're gonna simply peaceful protest, no travelers for the next 15 days, and that's gonna lead us right into our next next article, which
Smasho Pass up on the chopping block is
March 20th, a Friday. Article came out West Hawaii Today. Legislators urge Mayor Kim to shut down Hawaii County. 11 state legislators in a Friday letter to Mayor Harry Kim urged him to order an immediate county-wide shutdown for the next 15 days. County Council urged Harry Kim to Moku-wide county shutdown for the next 15 days. The people are coming out today at Hilo Airport, so please come out and support this county-wide shutdown so that our families, our kupuna, our elderly will be safe through this pandemic that is around the world and that is deadly. So please.
Next up on a chopping block, DJ Derbs. What do we have for them on a smash or pass?
So I gotta smash Harry Kim for not listening to the legislators or the county council, but I gotta give a pass for the coordinators of the peaceful protests at the Hilo Airport that's going to be happening in a few hours. So we need to show out in numbers because we need Harry Kim to shut this island down so we can save our kupuna on Mokuokeave.
I want to also give a shout out to people taking the initiative on our island, like the Cedar Refuge, Honaunau.
Yeah.
Our people out there shutting down the parks. Okay.
Yeah.
Our people shutting down Waipio Valley. So, we got to give a hats off to these people for taking an initiative to actually shut down.
Mahalo Kia'is out there. You know who you are. You know the families. If you guys know who they are, give them some pa'iai, give them some aloha, give them some love. DJ,
give them some support also.
And give some, hey, if you guys got time, Kokoa, get there.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. If you have time, get there. DJ Derbs, next up on the chopping block.
On March 11th, 2020, amazing testimony by one of my favorite police officers, retired Lieutenant Kanda. I mean, this guy is a genius. So all you police officers listening in right now, please take note from a genius police officer, retired police officer, Lieutenant Kanda. I have the most respect for him because he does his research, he reads, and he explains in detail what's been happening. So you should look at all of his videos. And this video, Kanda says, state made mockery of rule of law on Mauna Kea. That's just one thing. He also says, I thought that we made it quite clear at the circus that developed at the Ethics Commission that their investigation was nonsensical and had no legitimate basis. Kanda also said, when you're talking about the rule and law, you're talking about the government. We are able to govern and police societies effectively because we primarily have consent of the public. That's how 400 police officers can maintain order with 200,000 people. It's not the police that's doing it. Governments that have high legitimacy and are seen as trustworthy and have integrity have high consent of their public, Kanda said. Those that don't have to over-rely on force. So I gotta give a shout out to my favorite police officer out there, retired Lieutenant Kanda, for his research and his testimony at the council and his videos trying to educate everyone. So everyone needs to listen to Lieutenant Kanda so he gets a big pass for the Hawaii County Police in showing what they can do under truth and justice, under the rule of law in Moku o Keawe. I give him a pass. National Press.
KP.
All right.
KP, Officer Kanda,
Okay.
continuing his good deeds.
Well, if you look at Detective Kanda, he stands on the rule of law.
Yes.
Okay. And what's really disturbing is that the occupying government and its entities, they always, find a loophole to go around the rule of law. Always. They always, it's like the creator of Monopoly. The creator was going to win because they created the game. It's simply in Hawaii. After the occupation, the U.S. occupation, right? You have new players, they have new laws, and but they don't simply follow their laws. If they're going to lose, they're going to find a loophole and go around the laws that they created.
Yeah.
So it's like, what? You're never ever going to win in this system. That's the reason why we need to force the occupying government to comply to the laws of occupation and get back the rule of law and follow the rule of laws. And I commend Detective Kanda for bringing up all of these issues, and he's doing a really good job, and we should simply support him in his efforts, because it's in the overall we're all going to win.
Yeah.
Okay. So I give him a pass.
Officer Kanda, once again, always protecting our community and looking out for our community's interests. We, on the Dark Side of Hawaiian Politics, Hawaiian Kingdom News, truly support and mahalo you for your continuously going to the legislation and the body, the county council, to educate them on rule of law. Just like KP, our cornerstone, has continued to stay, without the cornerstone being set on rule of law, you will only have chaos. And in the midst of this chaos, you have a lot of conspirators, and they're making a mockery out of the rule of law. So I have to agree with Uncle KP, because basically Cornerstone said, because of these issues of occupation, we can never get to the rule of law, because of this entanglement and corruption. So as for you, my favorite Kanda, retired, is a pass. You continue to inspire us to do what we have to do within our communities to bring forth this kind of information to our legislation body so they can hear us, see us, and face the music. Mahalo, and this is a big pass for you and a smash continuously on Harry Spicy Kimchi, who continues to have a ravaging effect on our community for his last tenure. DJ Derbs. Next up on the chopping block, DJ Derbs, we have
March 17th, 2020, Hawaii News Now, titled Hawaii Senate Passes Bill to Ban Foreigner Home Purchases. So this bill that went through the Senate passes to ban foreigners from buying homes. But there's some stipulations here, guys. The bill would generally bar purchases of homes that are more than 5 years old by people who are not U.S. citizens and legal residents, as well as companies and trusts controlled by non-residents. So if the home is new, they can buy it. Yeah. But at the same time, you can see how even the state of Hawaii laws are actually moving towards Hawaiian Kingdom laws. Because those are the types of laws that were the foundation of the Hawaiian Kingdom, where you would be offered a lease rather than fee simple at the beginning because of all of the native tenant rights and all of the royal patents and land commission awards that existed, that our kupuna established, so that every single Hawaiian, no matter who you are, had a lineal inheritance to a parcel of land in the archipelago. So I gotta give the Hawaii Senate to ban foreigner home purchases a pass, but they don't go far enough. They don't take it far enough to protect our people, which is the Hawaiian people, which are the Hawaiian nationals of this territory of the Hawaiian Kingdom. So I gotta give the Senate a pass. Maybe we can amend it, make it better at a later time, but give them a pass. National crisis.
Cornerstone. How you feel about the ban?
All right. So if you look at the ban, the ban is only going halfway. Okay, they're only going 50%. If you look down to Aotearoa, they also passed a law where foreigners cannot own land.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a direct result of foreigners coming in to their country and buying land. Okay, but for our situation under the U.S. occupation, what we have is native tenant right.
Yes.
So irregardless if people bought land or have ownership of land, every native have a right on any property in the Hawaiian Islands. But for for this situation, I'll give the legislature a half pass, not a whole one.
Oh, you took it right out of me. I was about to give him, this is a half pass. You know the half pass? It's a half pass we can give up.
Like this.
We got to give the half pass because this is actually going back to Kingdom Law, Kakou. Just like how he said, 1850 Kuleana Act, right, provides the acts for the native tenant rights to access for housing, thatching, use, food, water supplies, Kakou. So, they're going in the right direction, right? The VA is moving backwards a little bit. You can kind of see that they're pulling against each other. But yeah, half pass for now. When you guys show a little bit more stimulus on the banning of this, maybe you guys should support the Kuleana exemptions. Maybe you should do that. But Kakou, a pass, half the pass nonetheless. Next up on the chopping block, we got our Hawaiian Kingdom weekly update news from our cornerstone, KP. KP, enlighten everybody of the surroundings in our South Pacifics and the issues at Le.
All right, aloha. The first story is going to come out of Aotearoa. So they have this Samoan chief found guilty of human trafficking villagers in New Zealand for over 25 years. So the Samoan chief, his name is Joseph Olga Matamata. Okay, so apparently he brought over several people to come to Aotearoa.
For what? For what?
For actually, it was alleged for helping helping him with a party for his mother.
The chief's mother.
Yes. So that and what's really strange is that one of the person ran away from there, and
the slave.
Yeah, the slave ran away and went to authorities, and this is how everything unfolded. And so when the investigators went to talk to the Samoan chief and ask him, when's your mother's birthday? He couldn't answer. He didn't know his mother's birthday. So anyway, he got actually charged for human trafficking and slavery. So he was convicted, and
so DJ Derbs, the chief. What is your mana'o on the chief? For the sentence of what? 13 years was KP? 13 years? What was that number?
12 years.
12 years.
I love these examples of leaders throughout the world, especially our Polynesian leaders, because we can clearly see in the Hawaiian Kingdom that our leaders are not even Polynesian, nonetheless Hawaiian, nonetheless they're from another foreign country.
Yes.
I think Ige is from Okinawa and Kim is from Korea, the Ohana. He was born and raised here. Hawaiian families took care of them, but yet their decisions are against what the Hawaiians need, which is total lockdown, and what the Hawaiians want, which is safety for our kupuna. So we can tell by their decisions is not for the people, and it's not for the safety of our kupuna, which we hold in the highest regard. So mahalo to the Samoan chief. I gotta give you a pass for showing us yet another example of what it's like to be a very bad leader in the eyes of your people.
KP, thank you for bringing this up. Extortion, human trafficking,
Yes.
This is a real issue. We've been having numerous accounts on this, Moku, for quite some time now. And we also seen the fishermen out of Philippines that was getting extorted, right? The
Yes.
longshore fishermen that was getting extorted out at seas. So these things in the Pacific Triangle that you see on our screen up there, from the top of Hawaii, New Zealand to Tahiti. And right in that area, human trafficking is a real thing. So, Kakou, thank you, KP, for bringing it up. Smashing on this chief. I think we want to use him for an example of what not to be. All right. Next up,
this news comes out of Cook Islands. So the all the airlines that are actually coming in or going out from Rarotonga has actually ended. So they have actually a very serious situation with the coronavirus. So they shut down the whole entire airline industry. And that's very, very good because they're taking the initiative. Irregardless of tourism or anything like that, their people come first.
Yes.
Not money.
Kia ora na Kakou katou toa. That's the traditional way in the language of Rarotonga or the Cook Islands to say aloha. Kia ora na. So another great example of our Polynesian brothers and sisters taking this COVID-19 seriously, because not one elder, it wouldn't be worth one elder getting sick to them. And I feel the same way. So I gotta give Cook Islanders a pass, our brothers and sisters down there in the Pacific. They consider them to be the closest and one of the closest ancestors to the Hawaiians down there. So give them a pass.
Consistently give that a pass. We support these efforts of our cousins, our brothers and sisters across the ocean that continue to hold their community at high value. Health over wealth. We have to support, we have to pass. Thank you, Cook Islands, to continue to shut it down.
Okay.
Next up, KP.
Next up is news from Australia. Bondi Beach closes after 500 people limit. They exceed the 500 limit. So the New South Wales government has shut down Bondi Beach. It's a beautiful beach. I was there, a long time ago. It's very, Very beautiful, exotic.
Beautiful beach.
See the contrast is that in Australia, they continue to let the airlines, they continue to let the tourism, take control. It's not their community or the people first. It's big businesses first. And as the result, you have a lot of people coming in to Australia. So, I got to give them, a smash for letting these people, coming into Australia and, just creating more havoc. Okay. And finally, we have
stats coming up, Kakou.
We have the coronavirus pandemic stats
in South Pacific.
Okay.
Let's be specific.
In the South Pacific. So in French Polynesia, they have 11 cases. Guam, they have 12 cases. New Caledonia, 2 cases. Samoa, they have 5 cases. And just remember, not too long ago, they had the measles epidemic, which 85 people, died for the measles epidemic. Okay. In American Samoa, they have no cases. In the Cook Islands, no cases.
Shut them down.
Nauru, no cases. Kingdom of Tonga, no cases.
Yo.
Tokelau, no cases. Tuvalu, no cases. Solomon Islands, no cases.
Yo.
Papua New Guinea, no cases. Palau, no cases. Niue, no cases. Vanuatu, no cases. Marshall Islands, no cases. Micronesia, no cases. No cases. Hawaiian Kingdom, 37 cases. 1 in Mokokeave, 3 on Maui, 28 on Oahu, and 3 on Kauai.
And climbing.
But you can see, we in Polynesia, we have the most cases. It's simply because the occupying government is not taking this seriously. It's profits before people. So now, if you're looking on Polynesia, we have the most cases due to the occupying government and their attitude. So with that, I have to give the occupying government a smash.
I gotta give them a smash too, KP, because based upon the decisions that they continue to ignore the seriousness, the gravity of the spread, and the worldwide numbers of deaths that are continuing to climb. So I gotta give the occupying government, Harry Kim, Ige, the county council, the legislators, a big fat smash because they're not doing enough. Come out to the Hilo airport, join us, support us, because we don't want one elder to get sick on our Moku Okeave, nor does Maui, nor does Kauai, and especially Oahu. And Waikiki Beach was just filled the other day. It was like sickening to see how this government would just allow these visitors to come in with COVID-19 untested, unquarantined, to get our Ohanas and families here in the islands sick.
Yes.
So I got to give them a smash.
Yeah. So I encourage you, if you're not in the Hilo area, and if you're in Hamakua, support the people in Waipio Valley. If you're in Kona, go to Napopo.
Get there.
Get there and support the community out there.
You guys have no excuse. It's shut down. So the numbers and safety mechanisms you have to listen to, but go out there and continue down this path. Thank you, KP, for this week's our South Pacific Hawaiian Kingdom News edition. Coming up to our last 3 for the Smash or Pass for your March episode, we have on the chopping block the County West Hawaii reports county struggles with cost of abandoned cars. So a little bit about this. Kauai $900 per year, Maui Nui Akama $1,800, Honolulu $4,700, and Big Island 1,000 abandoned vehicles per year. So in Maui, the Beautification Funding and Abandoned Vehicle Fund charges about a $25 vehicle depositing fee per year that would help with this this pandemic, because this is a pandemic where we have cars all over our properties, all over on Hawaiian homesteads, homeless lands, and all of these places. So with this news is we must hold the county accountable. If they're going to tax people for this beautification fund and abandoned vehicle fund, let's learn how to use the fund properly, because we see a lot of abandoned cars on Hawaiian homes and all over on the crown lands and even on public private lands too. We must get those cars out because we already paid for the fees. Cornerstone, what do you think about a solution for this?
Well, first of all, we need to see why we have so much cars.
Yes.
And one of the reasons why we have so much cars is because the United States and China, they have a disagreement in trade. So what the Chinese government did in response is that they no longer are buying recycled cars or metal. So now we have all this unwanted cars just being littered throughout the islands, okay? And before this, I mean, they used to buy the cars, the wrecked cars from you. They used to buy the cars. Now you have to pay, individuals to take away your car and to also dispose of the car. That's the reason why we have so much cars littered around, the Hawaiian Islands, is because, some families don't have the money to pay to process this abandoned cars.
DJ Derbs, abandoned cars, rubbish, Opala.
So I just gotta say, as a waitlister, 50%er on the Hawaiian Homelands list, I think it's better to be an abandoned car on Hawaiian Homelands rather than trying to be a waitlister moving on to the Hawaiian Homelands. Because when I try to move on, I get evicted, I get violated, police come, DLNR sheriffs come, and they take us out within months. But the abandoned cars seems to be able to
native tenant rights
and live on Hawaiian Homelands for years until they get all rusted, all bust up, and they're just still there. So I think I'd rather be on an abandoned car on Hawaiian Homelands, because it takes longer for DHHL to remove abandoned cars rather than putting Hawaiians on the list. So I gotta give the abandoned car a pass on Hawaiian Homelands. I like being an abandoned car and live on Hawaiian Homelands because I get on longer lease that way.
Yeah. So hey, you know what you should do? Print T-shirts, abandoned car.
Abandoned car. But hey, thank you, Kakou, for posting out. Last was about a couple weeks ago. If you guys missed that episode, he showed the junkyard, and DHHL responded in less than 24 hours. So they respond quicker to abandoned cars and people posting it to put them on notice. So pass for the car. Let's be abandoned cars so nobody tows us away for $25. Next up on the chopping block, we got our TMT cost increase reports. Star Advertiser. TMT cost increase balloons to extraordinary pandemic $2.4 billion. Cornerstone, $2.4 billion, $1 billion increase. What is your mana'o on the Queen Victoria, Kamamalu, now Crown lands, government lands of the Hawaiian Kingdom?
Well, all lands, actually, it falls under the Hawaiian Kingdom, regardless of the occupation. That's what people need to realize. It doesn't matter if they call it state land or, county land. It's the Hawaiian Kingdom land, either crown lands or government lands. That's what that's what we need to realize. So when we use the terms, we have to use the terms. We're not going to say, "Oh, that's DHHL lands,"
no,
but it's a crown lands.
No, it's not. It's crown lands,
right? Or government lands.
Government lands,
right? So that's my position. Is that what I'm looking, in situation like this is only through law. What law is valid in the U.S. occupied, country? So what I'm talking about is the Hawaiian Kingdom. So the only valid laws are the Hawaiian Kingdom and international law, and nothing else. Yeah.
DJ Derbs.
So March 18, 2020, TMT cost estimate increases to $2.4 billion in the Hawaii Tribune Herald. Vice President Gordon Squires. Gordon Squirrels, Vice President. Says the latest project range is $2.4 billion in 2020 dollars. So you see in 2020 dollars, yeah, $2.4 billion. With this recession, guys, we gotta double that. That thing is gonna be at least $5 billion after we get out of this global recession. So, you know, the lies just continue to come. The lies just continue to make people believe in something else. So I just gotta smash on Gordon Squirrels, the vice president, and the thing that he posted in the Hilo Tribune Herald. And, you know, let's get this project out of here already.
Right.
We're done. This is just irritating already.
It's like the real system. You know, the price is just going up and up.
This is extortion.
Yeah.
Extortion. This is an estimated cost. Before we wrap this up, it's an estimated cost that cannot be, cannot have a total tally until it's built. So what that means is bend over and continuing to pay up, because these guys want rail. They want to tax you on your sewer system. They want to tax you on your potholes on the road, and they still want the undisclosed monies that can go beyond the 2.4.
So what essentially what they're asking for is a blank check,
It's a blank check.
and
There
they're
you
gonna
go,
put in the
KP.
numbers.
Cash cow. Last up
Yep.
on the chopping block for this week is the Twin Towers Keomoku project. They call this a low-income solution. So Honolulu County has approved Resolution 19-224 702 Keomoku Development LLC to develop a high-rise on King Street. And if you throw it to the stuff, La'a and Ma'a and Pa'a, we're going to see that Keomoku Towers does not own the parcel that they are on. We will be showing you the list of heirs that actually own the land along King Street and along the Waikiki Ala Moana area. So that is what we wanted to bring up. Every time we hear a development on the dark side of Hawaiian politics, Hawaiian Kingdom news, we will do our due diligence to research and to expose that these people that are naming Keomoku LLC are not really Hawaiians, and they don't really own the property. So for that, I must have to give a smash to Keomoku Projects Tower. KP.
Okay, so these developers, they don't own the land.
They don't.
So essentially, the heirs to this land, you know, once it's built, they essentially can say, you know what, no, you got to pay lease. You got to pay us the lease because we are the rightful owners.
Yes.
You guys not the rightful owners, you know, and you know, things like this, it all stems from the U.S. occupation, where, you know, now you have foreigners coming in here and just building stuff and, you know, so-called following state law, which is, you know, which are illegal in the U.S. occupation. So I have to give this developer on smash.
Kakou punch.
So,
National. Going?
you know, I'm gonna take the other side on this one, and we gotta remember what the government does: profit over people. So if you align profit over people, I can see why, in a hurry, they would pass this project because of construction and the impending plunging of the global economy and the impending recession that's going to occur because of all of the tourists and no generating of any funding. So I can see how they just quickly today pass this Twin Tower Keomoku project for construction. So I got to pass to the Honolulu County Council for taking quick action to put profits over people, like they always do. And that's just the question you got to ask all the time. Are they putting profit over people? And most times it'll be yes. So I got to pass the Honolulu County Council for not going outside of their scope, which is profits over our own people.
There you go, Kakou. Thank you for this week, Smash or Pass, sponsored by DJ Derbs, the Cornerstone, for bringing these informations up. And next up is our Constitutional Oath Breakers of the Week, where we give out the prestigious Constitutional Oath Breaker of the Week who continues to pillage, to be reckless, and to continue to violate its oath. Let's go.
So, my award gotta go to this week under Hawaiian Kingdom law is Mayor Kim once again for allowing
jackpot.
the county parks to open. And then I gotta give him another level of constitutional award breaking because the county council, state legislature, all are recommending to him to close parks and to close down the island, and he chooses to break the Constitution of the state of Hawaii also by not listening to the people. So he gets a double constitutional oathbreaker award from DJ Derbs.
He's like a
Mayor Kimchi.
He's on a five win streak. This guy,
Oathbreaker superstar.
This guy's we gotta know next week. Hopefully within this next couple weeks, we get a nice shiny medal for these guys. We're gonna hang them right up behind. But thank you, KP and DJ Derbs for the constitutional oathbreaker. And coming up, our last two is Makahana Ka'ike. KP Cornerstone, Makahana Ka'ike for this week. What do we have for Ohana?
What we have for Ohana is
Houlahui series?
The Houlahui series that we're starting. And this is actually the growth, the continued growth of our kingdom and also our subjects who live within the kingdom. And with that, we have we're doing several videos, educational videos on farming and other
aquaponics first.
Aquaponics. We're gonna do hydroponics. Right now, we're doing filming.
Yes.
And we're gonna put it out there shortly. So it's real simple, easy, no high cost.
And if you have time, Kakou, you guys can come out and hana Makahana Ka'ike physically, yes?
Right.
So instead of waiting for the film to be posted, you can be part of the crew.
Right. So you can experience and you can.
What's your number? What's your number to contact?
You can call me at 989-7022 for more information.
So Houlahui series.
Yes.
This is going to be a rapid series of aquaponics, hydroponics, malas. This is actually the Kingdom Works that has been done many years before us, and KP will be leading this campaign. And if you guys want to be a part of it, and where you can learn low cost hydroponic aquaponics, KP and the rest of the Ohana will be there to help support, right?
Yes.
So thank you, KP. Aquaponics, hydroponics, time to grow if we can get nothing off of the barge.
Yes, exactly.
Cousin.
Makahana Ka'ike this week is make warm water, drink warm water, put some lemon inside every 20 minutes. Wash your hands good before you go out and before you return home. Hemo all your clothes because the disease can stay on your clothes. When you go home, go shower and then wash your clothes so that you can kill it. When your throat starts to feel kind of itchy or dry, start gargling with salt water every 10 minutes because those are some ways that you can kill the virus either with Hawaiian salt or vinegar. As soon as you find your throat starting to get itchy. So remember those practices, Kakou, to be safe and continue them throughout the day, throughout the weeks. Lemon, vinegar, antiseptic, wash clean, and no honi ha'ole kekahi kekahi.
Kakou, Makahana Ka'ike for this week. Spend time with your family. Go out to those other areas, our kupunas that need help. There's a lot of good sources out there. The kupuna hours for our food gathering for our kupuna down at Keokaha General Stores and out in our other branches in the community. Check on your kupuna, Makahana Ka'ike. Always remember your kupuna. So mahalo for that, DJ Derbs and KP. And to wrap it up for this episode, our rapid aloha. DJ Derbs, the rapid aloha. Who you got?
Shout out to Kawamoto's this morning. That ono tempura, shrimp tempura, and the sushi cone was delicious with that meatball on the side. Out to Kawamoto's. Mahalo for making me happy. And he said, bro, we shutting down next week. I said, good thing I came today. Mahalo Kawamoto's.
Cornerstone.
All right. Aloha. Shout out to Kanaka Kava.
Yes.
They have new hours now.
Yes.
It's temporary hours. It's from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. daily. So if get your fix on Ava, if you need tinctures, they have great Hawaiian food. They're located in the Coconut Grove in Kona.
And if they're not there, Eno Kapo Ole Plantation will be open this week. OO Olympics. If you got your OO, bring it down. If you don't, the OO Olympics will provide you with some. Bring your poncho, bring your boots, because it's going to be a long 8 hours out in the Mala Ea to Eno Kapo Ole out there running the plantation hard for our community so we can eat and la'au lapa'au when the storm comes. I'd like to make a shout out to Home Steady, always giving us the gear to stay sharp and to continue to inspire. But I would also like you guys to go check out the Hawaiian Kingdom Airs page. This week we are in Manokalani Po, Kauai on the west side. This is a roll call, a Hawaiian Kingdom census that will give you updated. As you see in our news, every time we see a parcel, we call it out because that's what we're waiting for, is to our heirs to come home.
Shout out to the HSTA Teachers Union in doing their best to keep everyone safe by not restarting schools on April 7th, which is the recommendation of the governor. Keep everybody home.
Yes.
Online school for everyone. Keep our elderly teachers home. Keep them safe. Don't force them to go to a potentially unsafe environment with hundreds and thousands of children at the schools where COVID-19 could spread so rapidly in just one day. Let's continue. HSTA Union, keep advocating for the people, for the students, for the teachers, because our government isn't.
Get out there, Kakou. Support everything local, from your foods to your lapa'au, to your mahiai, to your lawai'a. Reach out to your neighborhood resources. Could be your family, could be your friend. But now is the time to continue, and not only continue, but to fully invest in our aina and our family members who are continuing to farm out there. So once again, thank you for joining us for the Darkside of Hawaiian Politics, Hawaiian Kingdom News, National Crisis, The Cornerstone, DJ Derbs. To the next time, look out for Ho'ulula series, Ho'uluhui series that will be happening. Hopefully by this week, we'll be getting a couple films out, a couple segments out. So stay tuned, everybody. Stay connected. And mahalo for joining us.
Stay safe in the kingdom.
120 seconds. We'll be back with a follow-up on some more Pacific news and or some more good information on COVID-19 preparedness ready. Mahalo.
Where is it now? Where did it go? Where has it gone? I wanna know. Where is it now? Where did it go? I'm not American, and now I know. There's so much pain and there is so much confusion. 126 years of illusions. If I would tell you, bet you would not believe me. If it's America, then show me the treaty.
You show me problems instead of solutions, while you choose who rules the schools and employ us to enjoy the agenda that you're pushing. Next you can't enact, so where's your joint resolution?
Where is it now? Where did it go? Where has it gone? I wanna know. Where is it now? Where did it go? I'm not American, and now I know. Settle down, there's too much settlers around. Settle down, we need to take back the crown. Settle down, there's too much settlers around. Settle down, destroying our sacred ground. Who are these people trying to gentrify our aina from Mauka to Makai? Just like invasives, yes, they will multiply. Thriving in Hawaii while we barely scrape by. Too much settlers trying to settle down while our people are sleeping on the cold ground. Who are these people living from June to July? What a party, we be living in tents and white and night.
Hello, Kakou. Sorry for the short intervene, but we'll be headed out to The airport at the cell tower station right now. We're just wrapping it up. We thought we would have a little bit more time to do what we do best and inform a little bit more, but because of the special time limit that we have to rendezvous down to the point in the next 20 minutes or so. So if you guys are out in the west side, you know, we're gonna be shooting a live feed.
Yes.
Hopefully we're gonna shoot a live feed with KP and DJ Derbs. But we mahalo you guys for coming out, and we want to see you guys more out. Do some more posting updates throughout this week. Post your malas. Show your guys' gardens. That's what we asked for this week.
Yes. Kakou, Kauai, Maui, Oahu. Get out to your airports. We'll be there till 2 o'clock today. Let's stop these visitors coming in, and let's show a unified front. If you got the time, make your poster, take a picture, post it up so all of Kakou can see it. Post it to, share to Na'au if you can, or share to your site, because we need to be united in this effort to stop COVID-19 from entering our islands, Kakou. Aloha aina, Kakou.
Aloha aina.
Anybody who's not going up the mountain today, I would suggest that you guys go down to the airports or the ports with signs to stop any tourists from coming into our country. Aloha.
Mau ke o kaiana I kupono ea I mua uo mau ke o kaiana I kupono ea I mua uo mau ke o kaiana I kupono ea while if I just for a days a man at our kings and queens would visit all the islands and saw everything. How would they feel about the changes of our land? Why could you just imagine if they were